What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. We're back working on the 350Z. So in the last episode, we were working on fixing all the issues that we found with the Z during my first drift event, and we ran into some showstoppers. Like this guy right here. And we were waiting on parts from Wiring Specialties to come in, and I'm happy to report that we got it. So this little doohickey majigger is a cam position sensor connector. And let me demonstrate just how it works. So when you have a cam position sensor, kind of like this guy, right? You need a cable that plugs into the cable or the connector. So the way this works is it's got like a little hook on it here on this little hook on this guy, right on the end there. And this thing kind of aligns with it, kind of like that, right? And when you press it, it locks, right? So now it's locked in there. It ain't going nowhere. When you press that, then it releases it, and it works really well. What we have right now, there is none of that locking engagement. So what's happening is that the connector is actually vibrating loose, and it stops sending that cam position signal to the computer, which is critical for the engine to know what it's supposed to be doing. So when it loses that, it goes, everybody stop everything. Where'd the cams go? This is it's a cam sensor, but who knows how many miles it has on it, who knows how long it's been a thing, and who knows what manufacturer it is. I'm trying to see. Could be a Hitachi, I don't know. But we got new ones, and we're gonna put those in right now because I'm ready for this to be over. Actually, first, we're gonna go ahead and get this connector swapped out. So you're gonna join me in vlog mode on the new camera, and I'm gonna set you, I was gonna set you on the Plenum, but the Plenum's not in because I was waiting for this to do the Plenum. I'm gonna set you in the engine bay. All right, so we got this cool shadow effect going on. I'll try not to make it as awful, but I don't want to do the same shot every time from the shelf, which is junk. So we got this connector, right? And obviously there are colors and positions and stuff, and we need to keep track of those. So there we go. So we got 3 colors here. Hard to see, kind of hard to see on camera, but trust me, there are 3 colors, and those 3 colors matter because I'm sure one of those is like a ground, one's like a power, and one's like a signal. And over here, they're slightly different, but the black one looks the same, to be honest, if we're really being honest. Let's pull this back real quick because I have a sneaking suspicion that this might be damage. And we don't want to put a pigtail on damagedness because it looks like this has been already a thing. This was already a fix that's been done before. It appears. Yeah, so before we move anymore, let's take a break for half a beat. The rabbit hole gets even deeper. You see this? That's a splice joint right there. And then you see that yellow one is not normal, but the black's still black, so that's good. So somebody has already fixed this once before and then it broke again. That's wild. Alright folks, just as I suspected, it gets even worse. You can see this this wire joint here. It's just twisted together, number one. Number two, when I tried to pull this one, I was just trying to pull this off, and this one completely broke. So I'm going to cut it up here into the actual harness, get past these weird little joints, but that's all you always do, your discovery. Oh, these are the right colors. Oh, how about that? That's crazy. It's crazy. So the craziest turn of events is that the center wire here was yellow, and this one here is like red and brown or red and black, right? Or red and green or something. And I was worried about, like, oh, does these line up? The the craziest part about this is the new wires match the old wires, the original wires. So now we don't even have to worry about color code. Crazy. So now we can just take all these, put them all together, and just snipperoo. Problems be gone. Be gone. So now we got 3 wires and a torch. Yeah, fire. And strippers. Pull a wire on. Ta-da. So now you got fresh source and we got fresh whatchamacallit. Before we do anything else, here's what we need to do. Heat shrink. And we have to find it for the right size bits. Immediately take your heat shrink and put it on now, because if you don't, you will forget. Trust me. Trust me, trust me, trust me. Okay, let's do this before I get heat stroke. Okay, so start heat shrink, start this dude. Okay. Heat shrink, here we go. Now we're going to start our, what's about to become a neurotic thing, and start taping this. There we go. New cam sensor connector. Hell yeah, dog. Now I just need to do everything. Alright, so that means officially the car can start going back together. We are fixed, right? We got the new knock sensor in, we got the new knock sensor harness, we got the new valve covers. And the only thing that we need now, at this point, is to just start throwing Plenum stuff back together. But I do have something that's out for delivery today that's going to help make this last a little longer. We've got a little bit of a heat shielding sleeve, like think of it like a Velcro sleeve that adds heat protection to that knock sensor harness in the valley, because one of the killers of that is heat, because it's right between the cylinders. I'm going to put that on there just to try and help give it a little bit of a chance of survival long term, if that is the case. But we gotta wait for that. And then once we get that, we can start slapping this pig back together. And I'm kind of hoping I can get this done today, so when I go to Marcus's tomorrow, that the car will be running and I can drive it over there and see how it feels. Alright, so for not a lot of money on Amazon, you can get a whole roll of this stuff. We're gonna put a little bit of this over my knock sensor wiring, so that way it doesn't bake in the valley. I just put a little bit down in there just to try and make it a little bit better. But it doesn't always mean that that's actually going to do anything. But it's there. We're back into putting this thing back together. So we need to put the center part of the plenum there. The part that has all the injectors and everything. So we need to start getting that back on. And at some point we need to put these coil packs and everything, as well as the new sensors in. So let's start with the pieces that need to go here, and then we'll go from there and do other stuff. Alright, two brand new gaskets here. Just slide. Alright. Sensors. Brand new Hitachi sensors. So we're going to go ahead and put these in now while we have access. while we have access to the back of the head here. Alright, so it's been, I don't even know, an hour, 2 hours. I've just been heads down working on this thing. See where we're at. So I rewrapped all the harness and made a mess of the garage floor here. All this. And we got everything hooked up, put in these brackets, new zip ties just to hold everything. All the injectors are plugged in. All the coil packs are bolted in, plugged in. We've got the O2 sensor plugged back in. We got the cam sensors plugged in. This is for the throttle body. This is for the MAF. At this point, the only thing that's left is we gotta start bolting the plenum in, and that's what fixes all this stuff to it. That thing back there too, the fuel pressure regulator. Yeah, and then so at this point we're ready to go. So the only thing left to do is put that gasket on, lower plenum, spacer, upper plenum, throttle body. It is like currently 10 o'clock and it is hot outside right now. We have a bunch of humidity coming in tonight from tropical moisture coming up from Mexico. I think this is the official start of monsoon. We've already been started monsoon, but this is like the actual here we go moment. And I'm trying to decide if I want to stay out here and keep going or if I want to call this done for right now. My problem is that if I don't do it now, it's probably not going to get done tomorrow because it's going to be too hot. And I really want to drive this thing tomorrow, but again, it might be too hot. Kind of stuck in a pickle a little bit. I think I'm going to try and put that upper, the middle plenum on and see how I feel. I just don't know if I have another 2 hours in me working on this thing. I'm going to give it a shot. I'll update you when I either have something to show or I'm done for the night. It's the box. So I got this on. I forgot this is literally just 2 nuts, and that's what holds this on. So now I was looking at this gasket going. I'm pretty sure that the new one comes with new gasket because this one's pretty munched. So open the box, and we got gaskets. We got 2 gaskets because upper, lower, yeah. So if you're gonna replace your gaskets, now's a good time to do a plenum spacer. So the only downside is I've got problems. I think it's this one, not that one. One of these I think is stripped. Might be this one. Yeah, that one has no threads. So what would have to happen for that is we're gonna have to either drill it out, tap it, and make it bigger. Same for the upper plenum, or we just need to drill it out here and get a bolt tomorrow. Alright, that was short-lived. You have to pull out studs on the manifold, and I'm not about dealing with that. So I'll save this for tomorrow. Alright, so it's the next day, and it's pretty early. So I figured I would come out here before it gets too scalding hot and get this thing put back together now that I have watched some videos on how to do this process. Pretty straightforward, pretty easy. We're still going to probably need a bolt for that stripped out spot, but let's go ahead and get the plenum installed. Alright, so the spacer's on, bolts are in, we got the little spacer deals for the inside, we got the gaskets, or the O-rings, those are completely oiled up, greased up, whatever you want to say. The only thing that's left to do is put the top clamshell on and start tightening this thing down. What's probably going to end up happening with the one that's stripped is I'm going to get a longer bolt than one of the ones that we're supposed to put in here. And I'll put a a nylon lock nut on the bottom of it where the threads normally would be. That way it just kind of sandwiches it a little bit more. But in theory, should be fine because it was fine before. All right, there it is. Plenum's on. And the only thing that's left now is the throttle body, this bolt, and some other ancillary stuff like this, which I can almost do. Yeah, just like that. There's a port here that goes to, there's a, right here is PVC, there's V, whatever. And then I got the water lines hooked back up. Not like I need them, but they're there and I don't want to delete them right now. So this is installed. We need a bolt. I need to go get a bolt. I'm kind of thinking about doing that right now just to cool off and get some breakfast. So. Alright, time is now. I need to go grab keys, open this pig up. We're going to fire it up right now. We're going to check it for fuel leaks first since I did disconnect the rail. Where the rail feed was. And we're going to see if this thing leaks. Alright, so before we get going too far, I'll plug this in and just clear what's there and see if anything's still outstanding. It's fire time, baby. Alright, I gotta do it for the gram real quick, and then, yeah, I'd say she's ready to roll. Listen to how stable it is now. I think it's better than it was before. It's the only code, whatever the hell that is. Not critical for me. So I've been chasing this rattle, right? And I was saying I thought it was the O2 sensor. I found it. We have these little protector things to protect you from the floor. Mine's just touching the exhaust. So all I gotta do now is just pull that off, and I think we're like tip-top shape on everything. Cool. Alright, so I'm gonna pull those off, shut this off, let it cool, drop it on the ground. I think we're done. Unless I find something else to do in this video, I think this is going to be it. And it might be shorter than, like, say, my other ones, which are like between 15 and 30 minutes. But this just needed to get done, and that requires me to do the work and less camera stuff. And it's only so much I can do in a garage with 2 cars. So I'm going to call it there. September 13th. Go fast. Firebird Motorsports Park. See you there.